Welcome back to Small Press Expo 2012. I had something in my mouth, and that was kind of weird.
Okay, so I'm Joe. That's Nasty Rusty.
I am Nasty Rusty.
And with us is...
RM Rhodes.
RM Rhodes. Now, RM Rhodes, you are a member of the DC Comics community.
Yes, I'm part of the DC Comics community. I make comics. I live here in the Washington, D.C. area, thus part of the DC Comics community.
A longtime exhibitor at the Small Press Expo?
Yes, this is my 5th year at Small Press Expo, and it's actually, I was doing the math the other day, it's my 10th year attending the Small Press Expo.
Nice.
I did 4 years as press and 1 year as a volunteer, and then I started making comics.
Now, the show's only been around, 16, 17 years?
Exactly.
So that's most of its life.
It's a significant chunk.
Yeah. I actually started at the old location, so I remember when it was back in the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, in your opinion, how much has it grown in the last year? Like, because as somebody who knows what the show has been like, what would you say?
I'd say, well, obviously there's the growth of they've added more space into the ballroom.
Yes.
But in terms of the audience is just phenomenal. The audience has swelled to encompass the space that's available to it, which I think is phenomenal. And the amount of press that they put into getting the audience out really did do a good job of making people aware that, hey, there's something cool you should go check out.
Yeah, I think shows like this, it's funny, they can help really bridge the gap between someone who doesn't think about comics and someone who obviously knows a lot about comics.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that there's such a variety of material available here.
Yeah, there's going to be something for anybody that wants a good story. Much.
Absolutely. You just have to look for it.
Yeah.
Now, among the wide variety of material here this year was your debuting book, Emo Galactus.
Yes, it was.
And it's gotten a lot of talk. It's sold out.
It did sell out. It sold out at 2:30 this afternoon.
Very popular.
Tell us about your new book.
Yes.
Okay, so Emo Galactus actually came to me in a dream, and it's kind of a weird way of putting it, but it literally, I woke up one morning and I was like, I had a dream about Galactus last night. He made indie comics and he came to Small Press Expo, but he couldn't fit in the hall. So then the part that messed me up was the fact that he was peering in through the skylight. And it's like, but there's no skylight in the hall. So that was the part that made me like, that's not right.
Wait a minute.
That's when you knew it was a dream.
Yeah, that's when I knew it was a dream. But yeah, so it was this neat little thing, and I drew a little, I'm a terrible artist, but I drew this little, and watercolored this little one-pager about Emo Galactus, and I was like, oh, that's pretty funny. And I posted it on the DC Comics Conspiracy website, and Matt Dembecki actually was like, oh, poor Emo Galactus, and I was like, that's the title of the book.
There you go.
So, I was going to draw it myself, and it sat for like a year, and I had thumbnailed it all out and written it, but I was just not drawing it. And then a friend of mine, John Bintz, who I've been tabling with for years, his wife, or his girlfriend at the time, was like, I'm getting married in next year and I need more money. Does anybody want to commission me to do something? I was like, yes.
As a matter of fact.
As a matter of fact, you are now going to draw Emo Galactus for me. And she's like, I am? And I was like, yes, I will pay you to do it. She's like, I am. So I ended up with her drawing Emo Galactus, and it worked out really, really well.
How has the reception been for the book? Obviously, it's sold out, but what have you been hearing?
I've been hearing good things about it. I actually sent it to the Wait What podcast a couple weeks ago, and they did a little mini review of it, and they really liked it. It's a high concept thing. It really grabs people.
You know immediately what you're getting when it's called Emo Galactus.
Absolutely. It's a lot of people are buying it purely on the name alone.
It's emo world-eating Galactus.
World-eating Galactus.
Who wants to just make some mini comics like everybody else.
And the conflict of the comic is, and there's actually conflict in the comics, is that the Watcher, who's his best friend, only reads autobiographical comics, only watches reality television, so he won't read Galactus's fiction.
Or
so
Galactus.
So you can't tell him that. Galactus is like, but I value your opinion. You'll tell me whether it's good or not. And he's like, yeah, but why not go to the Living Tribunal? He'll tell you. He's like, he's a judgmental dick.
Damn that Living Tribunal.
Damn the Tribunal.
Yep.
So what else do you have that you're working on?
So I did a comic that's a love letter to the George Washington Memorial Parkway, which is for people who live in D.C. It's in my opinion, one of the most beautiful stretches of road in the D.C. area.
It is.
Yeah, and it's a lot of trees, and it's a beautiful drive. For people outside the area, it's a beautiful drive. Yeah, exactly. And then I did an abstract comic. I was like, all these people are doing these art comics these days. Let me see if I can do an art comic. Put that down. And then the other comic that's debuting this year is Gay Porn Space Opera. My artist really likes Kirk Spock, and she's like, I want to draw a gay porn space opera. I'm like, I can help you with that.
Yeah.
Much like Emo Galactus, the title tells you.
It tells you
know
exactly
what you're getting into.
Well, the tagline for it is either you perked up or you didn't.
That's all really exciting stuff.
Yeah, so we came up with that because, like, if you talk to people who wanted to see Brokeback Mountain, it's like, what's Brokeback Mountain about? Gay cowboys. Done. It's like, well, but don't you want to know? No, it's gay cowboys. That's all I need to know. So, there's a plot there and there's a story because obviously I wrote it. So I wanted to put if you're going to do gay porn, you want to do good gay porn.
Yes.
You don't want to do the
Why are you going to
stuff.
half-ass it?
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't want to half-ass it.
Commit
BS.
to the concept and do it the best you can.
Yeah, you put your whole ass into it. Exactly.
Don't hide it as something else.
No, you put it right out there. And the thing is, there's an audience for that. It's a big audience.
Absolutely.
You just have to get that audience. And so, it's a matter of, figuring that out. And so this year I put my artist at the, I gave her a half table, set up the gay porn space opera so she can sell it to people. They're her people, so,
Well, there's no problem with a book like that, as long as you treat it respectfully in the creation of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The audience that it's intended for will find it, hopefully, and enjoy it.
Absolutely. And for those of you who are actually interested in my gay porn space opera, it's called Starseed, starseedcomic.com. It's black and white on the web, and it's full color in print, so there's a value added for buying it in print. And the color is gorgeous. It's a beautifully, beautifully drawn comic. She really put a lot of effort into it.
Now, that's the first time I've heard about it, having a black and white version for the web and a color version for print.
I'm actually really surprised that more people aren't doing that.
That is really
sensible,
clever.
Yeah.
Because you have to have a value add. Why are you going to buy this in print if you can get it on the web?
Right.
In theory, I mean, there are people who are, digital comics. I tend to go for the direction that I'm going to pay. People are going to pay for paper more readily than they're going to pay for pixels.
Right.
Sure.
Just because that's what they're used to. Yeah.
Absolutely. But there's a strong tradition in any kind of comics tradition, Japanese comics, French comics, American newspaper comics, of the serialization before collection.
Right.
I mean, it's a standard part of comics. So you have to have some kind of serialization. Web comics are the current. That's how you serialize. So webcomics, you just send somebody a link, they'll go. If it's their thing, they'll check it out. If it's not, they'll click out.
Yeah.
Yeah, a serialization allows you to kind of absorb some of the cost of the project.
Absolutely.
With webcomics, since there's not usually a cost associated with the comics themselves, it's a way to get the word out there for when the collected edition, the full version, comes out.
Exactly. And so, when we're doing, so we're going to set it up for the print version. And at that point, we were thinking, well, it's going to take a lot of effort to do it in color on the web. Why not just save the color for the print, because it doesn't detract from the story at all not to have it be in color. No. I mean, it's designed for, you can get the story just as fine online. You're more than welcome to do that.
But if you want the printed object, here's some little extra for your money.
Exactly. This gives you a reason to buy it in print.
So that's available at starseedcomic.com.
Starseedcomic.com, and the book we're setting up the e-commerce website. It's going to be up and running probably by the end of the month.
Okay. Now, if someone wanted to buy Emo Galactus.
Emo Galactus, I'm not sure what the next step for Emo Galactus is. I got to reprint it. There's been a number of people who've been very interested in it. I'm really hoping that I'm going to get some good reviews out of it this weekend because a number of people picked it up. But I think I'm going to end up, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want to sell it online or if I just want to sell it in print at the show. You have to come find it.
Make it special, yeah.
I kind of like that idea, too.
Yeah,
you're a destination purchase.
Exactly. If you really want Emo Galactus, you got to come find me. And so the next thing we're doing is we're thinking about a thematic sequel, not like Emo Galactus 2, but what else can you do with that kind of general
Some kind
concept?
of high concept pop culture mixed with something else, maybe.
Yeah, the title we came up with at breakfast this morning was Who Watches the Watcher?
I like that.
Yeah. So,
well, the Watcher is a fan of reality television.
Yeah, so we're thinking maybe he's on Big Brother and he gets all freaked out about who his viewers are.
Now, see, here's the thing. I'm a huge fan of Big Brother.
Yeah.
So I would have a vested interest in the Watcher's exploits on such a program.
I will buy this comic.
Yes, and so we're thinking, so far we've gotten the Watcher maybe on Big Brother, maybe the Collector's there and he's a hoarder, something like that. So
the Collector is definitely, the Collector needs Collection Intervention or one of those new reality shows about that.
Exactly, something like that. So we really, literally came up with this at breakfast. Rafer's I really want to draw that. Okay,
Oh, if you insist.
Yeah, if you insist. So I don't know. That one I'm going to probably kick around, but I think it would be stupid of me not to try and capitalize on the success of it.
Oh, absolutely not.
So, it's one of those things. A couple years ago, Carlos Speed McNeil told me, you want to make sure you have something new on your table every year, because people will come up and say, what do you have that's new?
I think it's important to have something new, even if it's the tiniest thing.
Yeah.
Every time you do the next one of a certain show.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
The next time you're at SPX, have something new for SPX.
And anytime you're going to get that repeat customer to come through.
Absolutely, because the repeat customer is going to come back and be like, I really liked this. What else do you have?
Right. How often do you walk up to somebody's table at a show like this and be like, what do you have that's new?
I don't say that very often, but the Goats guys, like the past 3
Yeah.
years, I've been picking up the editions. I picked up the new one this year. Last year I picked up Volume 2. The year before I picked up Volume 1. So I read it and I'm like, oh, that's good. I'm gonna wait till I see him at SPX and pick it up from him then. So I have actually done that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not often, but I do that.
All right. So where can people find you online?
The easiest place to find me online is Olethros at Twitter. OLETHEROS. I'm on Twitter. I'm a voracious Twitterer.
Twitter fiend.
Twitter fiend. I'm on Facebook too, but that's more like friends and family kind of thing. If you really want to follow me on Facebook, you can find me on Facebook. I do a Tumblr blog called A Scan Daily. My dad gave me his entire heavy metal collection from like 1977, the first issue. He was a subscriber from issue 2 through to the mid-'80s. So I'm cleaning up my collection. I think I'm like 60 issues short of a full run at this point. So what I'm doing right now is I'm rereading his heavy metal collection, scanning them, so it's like 1 page a day. So that's a Tumblr blog if you really like classic heavy metal and you want to hear what I have to say about it. And that's pretty much it for like where you can find me. Twitter's the best part, and if you really like heavy metal, you can go there. We're talking about setting up a Starseed Tumblr that's like it's safe for work, so we can kind of promote and kind of get some information that way. But that's where we're at.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well, thank you so much for coming to talk with us.
Yeah, appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
And well, I guess we'll say have a great SPX, but we're at the end of SPX.
Oh, this SPX has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you had a great
Had
SPX.
an
I
SPX.
had
That
an
was
amazing SPX, and I'm really happy I got a chance to come by
Awesome.
and say hi at the end of it.
Yes.
Thank you
definitely
so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.